conference ever.
Don't wait. Check the agenda now.
Will there be anything about SEO?
Hi, everybody, and thank you very much for joining us. We still got a little while, maybe like 30 seconds, so I'll give people a little bit of time to join, and then we can get started. Always that awkward silence at the beginning. If anyone wants to write and say hi or anything, you know, we're friendly, we don't bite.
Yeah, nice to know who is here watching and listening.
Yep. Can everybody hear me so far? Anybody? I can hear you, Katarina. So
Yeah, me too.
hopefully, I can't see any messages from anyone saying that they can't hear us. So I think we might be good to get started. So yeah, if anyone has any problems hearing us or seeing us or anything, write in the chat, we'll fix it. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. And welcome to our webinar called Automate Your SEO and Scale Your E-commerce. My name is Sarah Pokorná. I'm the SEO Manager here at WhitePress, and I'll be your host today. This webinar is a warm-up before our biggest event of the year, which is SEO Vibes Summit 2025, and that's taking place from the 27th to the 31st of May, so really soon, and that's happening in Zakopane in Poland. Today's guest, Katarina, is going to be there as well, and she'll be speaking, and she'll basically be going into more detail about what we're going to be talking about today. I've seen the presentation. It's absolutely amazing, so make sure you can join us. Before we start, I have a few organizational details I need to go through with you all. So this webinar is part of the WhitePress Academy project. It'll last for around an hour. The entire session is being recorded, and hopefully when you registered, you checked the box saying, I would like to receive video and other materials after the webinar. If you have done, then you'll receive a link to the video via email after it ends, probably tomorrow. If you're not sure if you checked the box or you know that you didn't, we'll send a short form in the chat. So please make sure that you fill it in and we'll be able to get that over to you. On technical support, I'm joined by my colleague, Helena. So again, if we have any issues, let us know in the chat and we can fix it. And also, if you have any questions during the webinar, ask them in the chat. We'll also set aside some time at the end for any questions. And of course, you know, subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date. So now we can move on to the most important thing, which is introducing our guest, Katarina. Would you like to introduce yourself to everybody who's joining us?
Yes, hello. My name is Katarina Dahlin. I am from Finland. I work in an agency called Genero, working on the Nordic markets and also globally. What else? What else do you want to know?
We can leave it at that. I mean, you've got loads of content that we've got to go through, so, you know, we can get started if you're ready.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I thought, you know, to get started, can you tell me more about the automation workflow that you're going to be talking about, or kind of give us an overview of what you've done and what we're going to be talking about?
Yeah, so basically I started maybe 1 year ago experimenting with automation and more exactly product automations, or like writing product descriptions with AI and automating the process. So I have been experimenting with that since 1 year ago, and that's also what I will be talking about in Zakopane as well.
Amazing. Yeah, it all sounds really interesting. How did you find it getting started? What inspired you to get started with all of this?
So I think I started with building custom GPTs and just like writing or optimizing product descriptions for that. And actually, I maybe forgot to mention, but I also run a flower blog and an affiliate marketing blog. So that's why I'm very interested in doing. I'm doing it on my own blog. So yeah, started with custom GPTs, and then it was a colleague who just said that maybe you don't need to write them one by one. That maybe you could try to automate it. And then he showed me the make tool, automation tool, and how it works. And then I just started to experiment and started from there.
Amazing. Always sounds really complicated. It's something that I would love to try when I have more time. One of probably the most important questions is when everybody thinks of AI, they're get a bit scared. How can you train AI to give you good quality data?
Yeah, so I think it all, or the most important thing is the data you are using. I think so. When I write the prompts, I don't just ask it to write something. I always ask ChatGPT or any other LLM to use the data and refer to the data. So basically I have all the data I need for automating. I usually just put them in a spreadsheet because it's easiest that way. and use everything I can. If it's product descriptions, then I use brand information. I use the text I get already from the manufacturer. I might use the image to also. And what else? Qualities. And if I have keywords, of course, then I can also use those.
Amazing. So it sounds like you give it quite a lot of information then before you get started.
The more you have, the better, I would say.
Amazing. When it comes to prompting, do you have any tips for prompting?
Well, I like to provide examples because then it's easier to get the structure right, and it will stay consistent, the structure of it. But any other tips? You just just test it and improve it over time, I would say.
Yes.
And of course, provide context and what's the task, what it should do, and
Okay, so context, experimenting, data, lots of information. Once you get your output from the AI, how do you quality test the AI output?
So when I set up the automation, I run it through a few times and just improve it on the go. But then when it's working well, I might run hundreds of products in a day. But I like to, if you use Make, you can probably it is possible to update it straight to the site and publish like that. But I'm not really a fan of that because I still want to check it through with my own eyes and just because sometimes it might it might give some extra comments in between and tell things like, now I have optimized this, and I don't want those things to go live. So I like to proofread it before, and that's why I like to connect it to a spreadsheet. But when it's working well, then I basically just scan through with my eyes and not like read everything.
Well, that's good. As long as that sounds really cool that you could get it up to a certain standard where you can just
Yeah.
read it rather than having to go through everything. So yeah, in your presentation in Zakopane, there's going to be a part about, using Google Search Console to re-optimize old product descriptions or ones that aren't performing so well. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes. So well, I usually have like, when I optimize my products, I have it like in 2 steps. So first, when I have no information, and I just like use the product name and just like optimize for that, and like write a longer product description with that. But when the products have been live a while, you get really good data from Search Console. You get keywords. You see like what the product has been ranking on. So then, of course, yeah, you want to use that. So the next step is I take the Search Console data, everything to one sheet, and then I use a bit of Google App scripts here as well. So with help of that, I group the keywords, like get all the keywords and all the keywords that are ranking on position 5 to 30 maybe, and get everything to like one row with that URL. And then I have I have built a product automation for that. So the prompt is then to like take the keywords and add them to the page. Don't edit the existing content, but just like add more. So in that way, I get the keywords that are ranking relatively well already, but are not found on the site. So into the product descriptions.
Amazing. That sounds good. When it comes to kind of like AI being actually able to SEO optimize content, how do you go about doing that? Is that all about prompts, or is there something else that goes into it as well?
Well, I think the first step, I don't SEO optimize that much. The first step is just to get the content on the site. So then I basically only use the product name or I ask the ChatGPT to optimize for the product name. But then of course you start to rank already, and then in the second phase you can use Google Search Console and like get the keywords from there. Because when you have a lot of products, then it takes time to do like keyword research for everything. So just to speed it up a bit, you can use Search Console.
Yep. And how do you go about doing this for international markets and different languages?
So what I've also done is, and we have done on a few sites, is to like also build translation automations. It goes pretty quick to like translate the content with those, and there I do the same thing, like add everything to a spreadsheet and like get it there before I add it to the site. But there maybe we just translate them. But if there are like certain words that it keeps on translating wrong, like then we can add that to the prompt and like just tell the ChatGPT to remember that this word is like this in this language. So, but also there, read it through before publishing. But
yeah, I would definitely advise with that as well, especially if you don't speak the language or you can't read the language. Just get somebody to speak it before
Yeah, it's good, but it's like, yeah, it speeds up the process as well. So
Definitely. And I think AI for translation has got so much better lately that, it's getting a lot easier to rely on.
yeah, and if you're using the ChatGPT 4.0, then it's quite good.
Yeah,
Yeah, we will have a test site here at Genero now that, yeah, we have translated the content in 4 languages, so we will publish it soon. So it will be really interesting to see like how they start to rank like in the new languages, and yeah, how fast it's growing actually. So
amazing. You have to keep us updated.
yeah, I hope I can get some results from that to the Zakopane conference.
That would be
then.
interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely. So we talked a lot about the theory. Could you share a case study with us and what the results were? Maybe your flower blog or something that you've used this on.
So I have been optimizing regularly, so I don't have like so clinical results, but when I started the whole process, like when I started to optimize with custom GPTs to begin with, so I noticed that when I have a longer product text, I get like more long tail keywords in the product descriptions. And I think I optimized, was it 400 products in 4 weeks or something? And I got quite a lot more, like they started to rank better, or I got more keywords into the top positions. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think I got 156% more organic traffic after the optimized.
That's impressive.
So yeah, it should work.
That's good. And how long did it take you to rank once you started doing these things?
I don't know if I measured that good, but like I could definitely like see that more sales were coming. So I guess it depends how often Google is crawling the site and so.
Amazing. And what tools do you use to do this? And can you maybe explain a little bit about how each of these tools work?
Yes. So yeah, I think there are maybe 4 or maybe even more tools, but I prefer to use make.com. Basically, I just started with that, and got used to work with that. But there are also other tools, like now I have recently started to experiment with Airup's, but I'm not so familiar with that yet. Then there is a smaller company called Synterix. In that one, like you only work in spreadsheets, so that it's like kind of handy and easy to use. Yeah, so but make that I use the most, it's like, yeah, it's a tool where you can quite easily connect different apps together, like the spreadsheet with ChatGPT or even WordPress or other apps. And then you just build workflows. Yeah.
Amazing. I just saw a question come in about what tool did you just mention? That was Make, wasn't it?
Yeah, make.com and Synterix.
Amazing.
And then Aerops, of course.
Perfect. And probably the most important question, do you need coding skills for what you did?
No, no, because yeah, I'm not a developer myself, but that's why I actually like these tools. So you can still I think if you know coding skills, then you probably would build these automations in Python. But yeah, if you are not so good in coding, then these tools are good.
Amazing. Right, I'm going to save your voice a little bit and just remind everyone that if you want to, subscribe to our YouTube channel and our other social media, we'll be publishing lots of videos like this and lots of tips and things. So definitely do head over there. You've probably, I know that you've already heard because I've already mentioned it, but we're going to be hosting a big international conference from the 27th to the 31st of May in Zakopane. It's a great location. It's in the mountains. It's a 5-star hotel with a spa. It's got an incredible agenda with some of the best SEOs in the world. So you've got the likes of Leda, you've got Solis, Craig Campbell, Ivana Flynn, Kyle Roof, Katarina will be there. I'll be speaking as well. It's over 4 days, 3 thematic tracks, and lots of opportunities for networking and relaxation. So we thought we'd share a little video of kind of what it looks like, just in case anyone's inspired to go. When it comes to the video, if you're wearing headphones, the noise is a bit loud, so I'd suggest turning down the volume a little bit just so that you don't get startled or anything, and then you can turn it back up again afterwards.
Best conference ever. Don't wait. Check the agenda now.
Will there be anything about SEO?
Yep. So that is that. Always love the sheep in that video. Best bit of it. And as a bonus, we're actually going to be sharing a discount code for everybody who attended today. So you could get 10% off all the tickets with the code that's visible on the screen now. And we'll also send it in an email after the webinar. So if you'd like to read more about the packages and stuff, feel free to check the link that we're going to put into the chat. But anyway, let's carry on and back to your work, Katarina. So yeah, I was going to ask you, what SEO tasks can you automate with AI?
Well, now mostly product descriptions, but what else have I done? Well, it's mostly for e-coms, like, yeah, maybe mainly product descriptions.
Amazing. And what sort of things would you not recommend automating with AI?
I think all the thinking and strategy, you still have to do it. Yeah. Because if you ask AI, you might get weird answers.
Okay.
I think also keyword research is good to do yourself, because then you get to know the keywords for the company you work with.
I'll be honest, that's one of my pet hates as well, is when I go online and like, oh yeah, we got ChatGPT to write us a strategy, or we needed 1,000 keywords, so ChatGPT did it for us. And it's like, here's the data. And it was like, no, you don't have access to the data. It's just making it up.
Yeah.
Especially for international markets as well. It's like, please don't.
Yeah, you can there is, if you connect the data for SEO, then you get also the search volumes from, then you maybe can do some.
Oh, definitely. If you connect it,
Yeah.
it works. But if you don't connect it,
yeah, then
doesn't
don't
have access to, the tools and the data it needs.
Then don't trust the ChatGPT.
Definitely. For anybody who's starting out in AI, what tips would you give them?
I would say just test and try, and don't be afraid. Yeah, just start with something, maybe ChatGPT. I use it the most, so I would recommend that. And just like, you can discuss with it, and you usually get a lot of ideas when you continue. And maybe just think in your daily work life that is there things that ChatGPT could do for you? Are they manual tasks that you want to get rid of? Then just ask just ask it if it can help you, and maybe usually it tries at least.
Definitely. I'll be honest, I was a bit skeptical with the whole AI thing when it first came out, and then I started using it for like more manual, tedious jobs, and my gosh, I would not go back to not using it. Such a lifesaver.
Yeah.
This question kind of moves on from that. So like some people are really skeptical about AI and SEO. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, don't be afraid. I think, if you learn to use AI at some level at your work, like even just small things, I think it's good for you. So you don't like fall behind.
Definitely. I kind of agree with that, because no matter how much we dislike it, AI is always going to be here. So I think while it's not a replacement, it can help you. And if you know how to use it in your job, then
And it's not going away anymore. So it's just try to go over.
Yeah, I would also say as well, like be open-minded, because I think some people sit one side of the fence and they're very stuck on one side of the fence, or they're on the other side and very stuck. So listen to each other, try different ways of doing things, and just, be open-minded to it.
Yeah. Like you don't need to still like try all the apps, because there are so many tools and new ones coming all the time. But I don't know. I think ChatGPT is a good start.
Oh, I like the paid version of ChatGPT. Always helps me as well.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good one.
Yeah.
And what inspired you to get started with all of this testing on AI and automating product descriptions and stuff?
Well, of course, I work in an agency, so everyone is like doing things and testing out. So maybe I was also a bit like skeptical, and I wasn't maybe the fastest one to try things out. But when you see what others can do, then at some point you get curious and want to try yourself. And I don't know, but with the product descriptions, when I had my blog, I just, of course, wanted to grow the sales and revenue. So I thought that's a good thing I can automate away.
Amazing. Yeah, I think with me, I remember that I started playing around with AI because I was one of those kind of like skeptical AI people. So I wanted to prove that it was useless. And then I was like, no, okay, it's not useless. So I converted.
Yeah.
So funny how things change.
And then you like, when you're watching your colleagues, you just keep on learning new tricks and new things that you can do and get more ideas.
Definitely.
So maybe one tips is to like try with a group of friends and colleagues, so you get more ideas and can also learn together.
I absolutely love that, because I think that's so useful, and especially like hearing people talk at conferences and stuff. I've got so many ideas from just like little techniques that they've done. So like the more people you can get involved, the better. Definitely. And then we've got our last question, actually. I think we've got through this quite quickly. What's the most common mistakes people make when it comes to AI and using AI? That's a tough one.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the prompting.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know how common it is, but like if you just ask quick questions, maybe you just get a quick answer, and maybe you don't get like the quality if you don't put in the work in your own prompt.
Oh, I used to be so bad at that because I was always like, do this and have the best idea in my head, but would never tell the AI what the amazing idea in my head was. So yeah, definitely prompting. Prompting is a good one.
Yeah, and also with the product descriptions, like if you have, I think you have to spend more time on the prompting than you actually think you need, just to like get good product descriptions. And yeah, it's maybe not so easy
One thing
always
as well.
also to like prompt. But I think there will be a prompting workshop also in Zakopane.
Amazing. Yeah, because I was looking at your slides for Zakopane, and that's one thing that surprised me was just how detailed the prompts were that you had to put in just to get the output. I mean, like once you've got them, they're amazing, but it must have taken quite a bit of work or more work than I would have expected to put them together.
Yeah, I don't remember anymore, but yeah. But still, like if you do for clients to get like the client's brand and like tone of voice and
yeah, that's a good one as well because it does take a while to get it. I just test on my personal stuff and my personal brand as well, and trying to get it to really understand who you are. It takes a while. Amazing. Well, thank you very much for answering all of my questions. Does anybody in the audience have any questions? Everyone's very quiet today. There's no such thing as a silly question, so go ahead. Okay, well, I think we might be question free. So yeah, I definitely recommend if anybody wants to know more, connecting with Katarina. Where's the best place to find you?
I think LinkedIn.
Yeah, amazing. So find Katarina on LinkedIn. As we said, Katarina will be coming to the conference in Zakopane, where she's got this amazing presentation prepared on all of this, and you can see her prompts and everything. So that's going to be really good. And yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and I'm sure I'll see you at another webinar soon.